don't have to use your props, but you can. And then for the restorative part, we're going to probably need some props. So at home, if you don't have a bolster, just roll up a blanket or get a big pillow. Blocks, you can always use water bottles or anything that can prop something up. But however you want to start, you can be with or without props. For most of you that have done yin, you know the cues with. But we're going to start lying on our backs in a reclined position. So find your way into a comfortable position on your back. You can have your feet planted on the mat, or you could extend your legs long. Just try to find a way that helps you ground into your space. And you can use any blankets or anything as you start if it helps you tune in. So for a lot of people, stillness can be relaxing, but for some people, stillness can be sort of overwhelming. So find some movement with your body if being in stillness just sort of feels dysregulating or not right. So you could wiggle your toes. You could rock your heels side to side. You could roll out your wrists. You could rock your head side to side. You can do any movements that feel right so that you can ground into your space. So this practice is going to have us starting really slow and gentle, holding the poses a little bit longer. And then we're going to move into a really gentle flow and then close down with some restorative poses. So in all of these options, if you want to move faster or slower, or if now, when I'm cueing more stillness, you need more movement, just listen to your body. Just try to tune into what feels right. And see if you can soften your jaw and roll your shoulders down the back so that they come away from the ears. And see if other parts of the body are tightening or if they feel tense. And then invite maybe a little movement, maybe a side-to-side movement, or use the breath to start to soften the body. Full inhales in, whatever full inhale means to you, and then full exhale out. So you can explore using the breath for an even count in and even count out. Or you could even extend your exhale a little longer than the inhale breath, if that feels good to you. And take an inventory of the body. Just notice as you start, what's present, body and mind. Often when we first start, especially if we're not used to a yoga practice, our mind can get really busy. It's hard to kind of settle in. When we become more used to the practice, it's easier to drop in and just kind of be in our space. So whatever's present for you, just notice. And if you want to start to link your breath with your movement, you can reach the arms up and overhead, inhale breath. Extend long through the fingers, long through the feet, toes. And then exhale, arms come by the sides or on the belly or cross in front of the body. So you can move in a way that feels intuitive. So maybe inhaling, arms come up, maybe you reach long and pause. Extending through your fingers, toes, growing long through your body. Exhale, arms come back down. They can kind of make an X in front of you, cross in front of the belly, like you're scooping something up. And then you can reach back up and overhead, inhale breath. Exhale, arms by your sides or crossing in front of the body, maybe landing the palms on the belly. And maybe you play with the hand placement, maybe one hand to chest, one hand to belly. So it's interesting to explore if we have, let's say, left hand to belly, right hand to chest, and maybe we switch left hand to chest, right hand to belly. It might change how we feel inside just with the different hand placement. So find a place where you feel settled or more kind of connected to yourself. And begin by setting an intention for your practice. Noting what you need from being on your mat today. Maybe it's just to be here with your body. To start to tune in to the subtleties of sensation through the body, through imagery, through breath. Or maybe something more personal to you, more profound. Imagine you can breathe that intention into the body, feeling the belly and chest rise on the inhale. And then as you exhale, notice the body soften. Breath comes out. Imagine you can breathe in the intention of what you need here in this moment, in this space. Belly and chest rise with the breath. Exhale, body softens. And know that this intention can change. And when you need to come back to it, maybe coming into inhales and exhales to remind yourself of why you showed up. One more breath. And when you're ready, gently hugging the right knee into the chest. You can grab around the shin. You can plant the left foot or extend the leg long. Wind removing pose. Right knee can come out like it's coming into the right armpit. You could even circle the knee if you like a little more movement. So again, tuning into what feels right. Maybe you pull the knee into the chest, into the armpit, and pause there and notice the breath. Maybe you move the foot, circle the ankle, wiggle the toes, or even circle the right knee. Keep the shoulders grounded so the body's not lifting side to side, but that you're planted firmly. And again, in our yin portion of our practice, we hold the poses just a little bit longer. So take a moment to notice what you need, whether it's movement or breath and stillness. Sensation of the right hip, right glute, inner thigh, feet. You could even circle the left arm if you want to keep the right leg stationary and move the left side of the body. You could change direction if you're making the circle. Notice the arm moving in the opposite direction. Circles big or small. A few more breaths wherever you are. And then gently bring your right knee to center. Take your left hand, bring the left knee across the body. Right arm reaches out. So the most important part is that our shoulders are grounded and not lifting. even if the knee only comes over a little bit, we're still going to find the benefit of the stretch. So maybe the right knee comes all the way over if you're more flexible and comes to the ground. Your shoulders stay grounded. You can look over the right arm to intensify the stretch. Or maybe you're just right here and this is enough of a stretch. And again, if you want a little more movement, instead of holding in stillness, you can kind of rock back to center and almost like you're rolling over in bed over to the left. Find what suits you in this moment. Maybe softening the eyes, closing them if that feels good. Noticing your breath. Notice full inhales in. Maybe even count in, even count out. Or maybe you lengthen your exhale breath. One count longer than the inhale. And find your way back to center, gently moving the body, hugging the knee into the chest. And then extend the right leg up to the ceiling. The left foot can be planted or left leg can be extended. So you can grab behind the left leg. You can reach for the shin, ankle, wherever you can kind of find a grip where it's not overstretching. And if you need to bend the right knee, bend the right knee. And then you can play with the foot, maybe pointing and flexing. Maybe even grabbing the toes, pulling the foot. Hamstring stretch. Move or find stillness. You decide. And then when you're ready, slide the left foot on the floor if it's not all there already, and cross the right foot across. So you're going to come into, this is like a supine pigeon. So my right foot is across my left thigh, and this might be enough. I might really find tightness in that right outer hip. Or you can reach through the legs, grab for the left thigh, pull it into the body as you push the right thigh out. If you're really much more flexible and you need more, you can always reach around the left shin and pull the left leg in even closer, and you really feel the sensation in the right outer hip. So you're finding for your body, with the different variations, what feels right. Flex your right toes. It protects your right knee. And see if your face is tightening. Can you gently soften between your eyebrows, along the jawline, maybe even rocking head side to side? Two more breaths here. And then bring your right foot from across the left thigh, hug both knees into the chest. And as you're here, notice how your left side feels compared to the right. So for me, the right side right now feels much different, like there's more energy, blood flow, relaxation. Left side feels a little tighter. Just notice what's present for you. And then keep the left knee in, extend the right leg long, or plant the right foot on the floor if that's a better option for your body. And then your left knee can come like it's coming to your left armpit. Your shoulders are grounded, body's grounded. Same options left side. If you want to wiggle the toes, if you want to circle the ankle, you even want to circle the knee. So see how this side feels compared to the other. One side is going to feel a little tighter, maybe more constricted, and it might need something different than the right side needed. We're trying to build compassionate awareness to what is, and also find a balance for our body. Moving from activation to a place that feels more settled. We don't have to stay in activation too long. So whether you feel activated in stillness or with movement, kind of try to notice coming in and out. Two more breaths here. And then you'll take your right hand for the left knee. You're going to bring the left knee across the body. Maybe it comes all the way over. Maybe it just comes a little bit. Left arm extends out and open. So we want our shoulders to be grounded more than we want our left knee to the floor. Maybe you kind of come back to center and rock over. Maybe you come all the way over and hold, noticing the breath. Full breaths in. Full breaths out. Maybe you look over the left shoulder to intensify the stretch. Maybe you rock the head center and then over to the left. You need a massage in the back of the head. Two more breaths here. And you'll come back to center. Either plant your right foot or extend it long. Lift your left leg to the ceiling, pulling on the back of the leg. So it could be the back of your hamstring. It could move all the way to the calf, ankle. You could even grab your toes. Hamstring stretch. If you need a bend in the knee, bend the knee. If you want to flex and point your foot, you can flex and point. Or circle the ankle. Notice how this side of the body feels compared to the other. And when you're ready, cross the left leg or the foot, ankle, across the right thigh. And then either keep the right foot planted or reach through for the leg like we did on the other side. Pull the right back of the thigh into the body as you press left leg out. Maybe you reach across for the front, for the shin, if you're a little more flexible. And make sure that you're flexing your left toes to just protect your knee. You can have some rocking motion. You can kind of move in and out. Just notice this side of the body and how it feels. We're going to move after this into a little more movement, some standing. And take a moment, soften your face, area between your eyebrows, around the eyes. Few breaths here. And then you'll gently release your left leg. Hug both knees into your chest. Make circles with the knees. Massage the low back. Notice how both sides of the body feel, right and left. Maybe make opposite circles. Maybe wiggle the feet. And you can roll on one side and come up into a seated position, or you can grab the backs of the thighs and gently rock back and forth. And come into a tabletop position. So your knees are under your hips, your shoulders are over your wrists. And just find a neutral back here. And you can rock back to the heels and come forward, like you're coming into child's pose and then to tabletop. You could make circles with the body, kind of coming in a figure 8 shape. Move as fast or slow as feels right. And sometimes we can go from stillness to kind of jumping up really quickly. I want you to try to see if you're going really fast, if you slow the movement down a little bit, if you feel something different. So if you tend to kind of come back and forward, if you did it like you were in slow motion, coming back to the heels, like you're coming into child's pose, and then forward, see if you notice shaking in the body or anything different as you move a little more slowly. Or if you want to move really quickly, make some movements quickly and then slow down, kind of move between. And take a few rounds of cat and cow, arching the spine, lifting the head, and then doing the opposite, rounding the upper back like a scaredy cat, looking towards the back of the mat. You can keep the eyes closed or open. Just articulate the spine. Arching and then rounding. And when you're ready, you'll come to a flat back. You're going to take your right foot, reach it out long. So your right toes are going to be in line with the left knee. So kind of take a look, make sure they're in line. And then you can do the same motion where you rock back and then forward. And you're going to feel it in the hip and the outer glute. So you're in a tabletop-like position, right leg is extended. So if you want to stay here, if this feels like a good option, you can stay here. If you want, you can come upright, reaching the arms up and overhead. So you're going to come into a gate pose. And then from here, we can go side to side. So our left hand can drop. We can reach for the floor or a block. You want to lift the right leg, you can. And then you'll come back to center, opposite side. Right hand drops, left arm reaches. So kind of find what feels right for you. Rocking side to side. Left hand can drop, right leg can lift. And then you can come the other way. Notice the breath. Move the body mindfully. Maybe you pause in one spot if the stretch feels good. Maybe you just kind of move dynamically and that feels better. 2 more cycles of breath here. And then you'll gently come to a tabletop, bring the right knee back, take cat and cow, even out the sides. So you're probably going to be more aware of that right outer hip, glute, maybe noticing right and left and how they feel different. You can extend the left leg out so it's in line with the right knee. And then from here, kind of take a few motions back to the heel and forward. Kind of warms up that inner thigh, outer hip. Maybe it feels good here and this is where you want to stay. Maybe you want to come upright. You can walk the hands back if you want to do it slowly and then reach the arms up. So same options here. You can drop the right hand. I could just stay here with the foot planted, or I could lift the left foot. And then I could do the opposite. Drop left hand, reach right arm up and overhead, right side body stretch. Maybe moving back and forth, maybe finding a variation that feels right and exploring there. Two more cycles of breath. And then you'll come to center, plant the hands, bring the left knee back. So take any counter movement that feels good, maybe rocking back to the heels and forward. Maybe making a figure 8 with the body. Any variation of anything we've done, find it in the body, see how you're feeling. Two more breaths wherever you are. And when you're ready, you'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, come into a downward facing dog. So from here, you can pedal out the feet, bend the knees right and left. Sometimes it feels good to rock the heels to one side, find a stretch in the side body. So maybe the feet roll over to the right and then to the left. You can stack them like you're in side plank. Or maybe you're just in down dog holding here. See if you can spread your fingers really wide. Sometimes it helps to have the hands turned a tiny bit out for some people. And press more into the base of the hand, the thumb, the mid hand, so the pressure is evenly distributed. Few movements here. And when you're ready, look towards your hands, bend your knees, and step your feet to your hands. Come into a forward fold. Feet can be together or they can be hip width distance. You can measure that by taking 2 fists, placing in between the feet, and noticing there. So for some people, it helps to come to the thighs, and that's a better option. Or you can come into a rag doll, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need. And when you're ready, release the fingers to the floor. Halfway lift, hands to shins, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to roll all the way up as slowly as you can. So you're going to roll the spine, head is heavy, till you come to standing, and then reach the arms up and overhead. You can look up or you can look forward. We're going to interlace the fingers. You can release your pointer finger, and you're going to find extension through the spine as you gently reach over to your right. So the hips come to the left, the arms come to the right. What we don't want is overarching the back. Can you lift like you're lifting from your belt buckle and find your edge? See where you feel stretch. Left arm should come behind the ear. Find the breath here. And then see if you can slowly, as you can, come to center. Find your center. And then over in the opposite direction, over to the left. Reach through the fingers. Right arm kind of comes back so you can find the stretch. And then gently come back to center. And then cactus the arms, find a back bend. Lead through the heart, lifting it towards the ceiling. And then come back up. 2 more times. Cactus the arms, lift the chest. Leading with the heart. Come back upright. 1 more time. And then come back up. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back, find a twist. So what happens is our hips want to come with us. If you had headlights on your hips, see if you can keep them towards the front of the mat as you find the open twist. And then hands together. Other side, left arm back, right arm forward. Back to center. Reach the right arm out to the right. And then back to center. Left arm reaches. And then back to center. 1 more time each side. Right arm reaches. Back to center. Left arm reaches. And then come back to center. Arms come up and overhead. Come into a forward fold. Maybe move slowly. Come down as far as you're able. And then halfway lift, hands to shins, flatten your back. And then you'll come into a downward facing dog. Plant the hands, step back to the back of the mat. Pedal out the feet again, rock the hips side to side. Notice how the body feels here. When you're ready, you'll reach your right leg up, bend the right knee, make circles with the knee if you want, or just kind of find the stretch as you bend the knee out and open. And then come back to center. Step your right foot between your hands. So then you're going to turn your left foot in. You're going to come into a warrior 2. So you want arch to heel alignment, and then you'll come balloon the arms up, come into a warrior 2. So from here, see if you can adjust your feet so you feel stable. You're bending into the right leg. You're looking over the right hand. And then move dynamically. Straighten the leg, lift the arms. So if you like to hold in warrior 2, you can, or you can find dynamic movement. Lifting the arms up, straightening the leg, and then bending back in. Maybe straightening the leg, lifting the arms, and then back to warrior 2. Maybe 1 more time. And then extended side angle. Reach to the right arm till you can't reach anymore. Drop the right forearm, lift to the left arm up and overhead. So from here, you can stay here, or you could circle the left arm. Find a little more dynamic movement. Maybe move in the opposite direction. And then come back to warrior 2. Reverse the warrior. Drop the left arm, reach the right arm up and overhead. Back to warrior 2. Now straighten your right leg coming into triangle pose. You're going to reach to the right arm and tick-tock the arm so the left arm comes up and overhead. Right hand can come to your thigh, down the leg. What we don't want is popping out here. We're trying to use our glutes to engage the core, engage the legs, so we're not arching in the back. Reverse the triangle, drop the left arm, reach the right arm. And maybe move between triangle pose and then reversing, kind of how we did dynamically in Warrior Two. And when you're ready, come into Warrior Two. And then turn the feet in so the toes come in, heels come out. Coming into star pose. Lift the arms up and overhead. And then parallel your feet, come into a wide-legged fold down to your blocks or to the ground. And then from here you can bend the knees right and left. So you're moving side to side. If you want to plant the left hand under the face, reach the right arm to the ceiling, find a twist. And then you could do the other side. Maybe just sort of monkey lunge, one leg to the other. Few more breaths here. And then coming back to center, then turn your right foot forward, walk your hands, frame the foot, and then step back to downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet right and left. You can rock the feet side to side, find a stretch in the hips, side body. And when you're ready, you'll lift the left leg, maybe bend the knee, open up the hip, maybe making circles with the left leg. And then bringing the knee back to center, stepping the left foot in between your hands. So your right foot is going to turn in. You're going to have heel to arch alignment. So maybe notice the feet first, and then come balloon the arms, come into Warrior Two. So you can adjust your stance as you need, looking over the left arm. Option to stay here or to move dynamically, reaching the arms, straightening the legs, then back to Warrior Two. Maybe straightening the legs, lifting the arms. You can look up, you can look forward, back to Warrior Two. One more time. And then reaching through the left arm, drop the left forearm, reach the right arm up and overhead. We're bending into the left knee. Option to circle your right arm. And maybe change the direction of the right arm. And then come back to Warrior Two. Straighten out the left leg, reach the left arm, drop left hand, tick-tock the arms, right arm comes up. So as you're in triangle, if you want to just stay here, you can. Or you can reverse the triangle, drop the right arm, reach the left arm up and overhead. So if you want to move back and forth, sometimes it helps not to lock out the knees, to have a micro bend. And then if your butt wants to kind of come back and stick out, see if you can kind of engage your core, tilt the pelvis so that you're in a more, some people say between panes of glass. That's not really what we need, but we want a little more where we're tucked and not dumping into our low back. So you can move between triangle and then reversing the triangle, or you can just hold one or the other if one feels good. Two more breaths here. And then you'll bend into the left knee, come into Warrior Two for a moment, And then you'll turn the feet in, heels come out, and then come into star pose. And then to come down, we just parallel the feet a little bit more, but the big toes can still turn in, and then come into a wide-legged forward fold. So same options here. Maybe you bend the knees right and left. Maybe you plant the left hand under the face, reach the right arm up, find a twist. And then you can move to the other side. Right hand can plant, left arm can lift. Few more breaths. And then coming back to center, turn the left toes and then the right toes forward, frame the foot, and then step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, rock your hips side to side. And then you'll lift your right leg, bend your right knee outside of the elbow, and come into half pigeon. So if you want to make this more restorative, you can grab your bolster, have it the width of the mat, and have your blocks in front of it or whatever you have at home, a pillow, any sort of support for the front of the body. And then you can bring the right leg outside, drop the knee, and have the left hip turn down. So again, I'm in the same shape as I would be without any props. I just have the bolster underneath me, underneath the hips so that there's more support. And then you can come down to the forearms, to your blocks, to the ground, anything at all. Maybe you place your head on a prop so that it brings the floor closer to you. If it's too much in this position, you can always bend the left knee, be in more like a 90-90, and find the shape here. And just notice the body. Notice how the breath feels, maybe coming back to your intention. Breathing your intention in with your inhale breath. And then relaxing, releasing, exhale breath. And see if you need movement, you can kind of sway the upper body right and left if you need a little rocking motion. Or you can find stillness. Feel what feels more settling to your system as we start to wind down. Notice the area around the eyes and between your eyebrows, through your jaw, maybe even bringing hands to face, kind of massaging temples, jaw, moving the head side to side. An option only if it feels good to you. You can thread the left arm through and rest the left side of the face on the mat. It's a really deep stretch, so maybe it doesn't feel right. Just an option. You can stay on this side longer if you want to stay. Or you can bring the hands, walk the body up. Slide the left knee in, bring the right knee back. It's a little trickier if you have a bolster. Come into a tabletop position, and then circle out the right leg. Maybe straighten behind you, maybe kind of bring it out and make circles. Just welcome some blood flow back to the right hip. When you're ready to move to the other side, you can plant the foot between the hands with or without props. Walk it over to the left, drop the left knee. So the right hip can face down as you come down to the ground, but if you really tighten the hips, you can bend the knee and have more of a 90-90 shape. If it's just not accessible to come all the way down with the right hip facing the floor. You can always find gentle swaying movement side to side, rocking the body. And just notice this side of the body, compare it to the other. Maybe your left hip is a little tighter, maybe not. Just taking it in as information and adjusting as you need. You have the option to thread the right arm through if you did on the other side, if it feels good. It's going to increase the intensity through the left hip, so be mindful with your body. Few more breaths here. And then you'll gently walk the upper body up. Maybe bend the right leg in, swing the left leg back, come into a tabletop. So you can extend that left leg behind you. You can bend the knee, open the hip, make circles, bring blood flow back. And then when you're ready, you'll find your way into your version of child's pose. So you can have your big toes touch, knees wide. If you don't want to do this with any props, you could just walk the hands forward, come into child's pose. You can also have the knees together, which is going to be more intense in the low back. If you want to use your props, you can use your bolster underneath the body, come to lay. You could even prop it up with your blocks, make it higher so it sits higher from the floor. And then the head can turn in one direction or the other, arms can be bent to make it more restorative. If your hips are really tight, maybe rolling a blanket, placing it between the knees. Allowing the body to settle. See if you can notice inhales in and Notice exhales out. And again, you can have gentle rocking movement. Maybe kind of turning the head to one side, rolling the forehead, looking towards the other. Or you can just stay in stillness. A few more breaths here. And then you'll gently bring yourself up slowly as you can. You're going to bring whatever you want underneath the shoulders. So you can use a big pillow if you're at home. You can use a bolster. If you want to use a block for the head, it's going to be more supportive, but the head can also come to the ground. And you'll come to lay shoulders supported by your prop, and head can be supported by a block, or it can come to the floor. So if you want the shoulders all the way on the bolster, prop, whatever you have, you're going to feel more supported, less bending in the back. If you're pretty open and you know that it's not going to aggravate your low back, you can kind of bring the shoulders up and over, extend the arms all the way out. Feet can be planted or legs can be long. Find the support that's right for you. And if the feet are planted and you want to rock the knees side to side and it doesn't irritate any part of the low back or the knees, that's also an option. Or you could even have the knees together and kind of move them side to side. And see if you can soften the face, the jaw, area between the eyebrows. You can always bring the hands, as we had in the beginning, on the belly, on the heart. Maybe one on the belly, one on the heart. Notice a sense of holding yourself. Body supported and at ease. Option to reach the arms out wide. And maybe imagining that you can gather something up from your space, making a big arc above the body. And then bringing towards the body, maybe arms crossed, giving yourself a hug. Bring what you need in. Again, arms can come out wide. Taking something, one tiny thing from your practice today. A thought, an image, a sensation. And then bringing it in, making an arc above the body, scooping it in. Maybe wrapping yourself in a hug. Maybe one more time, your own pace, your own breath. And gently releasing. Feet can plant. You can gently rock the knees to one side or the other, come to lie on your side. And maybe you like to lay on your side to close your practice. You can choose any position of your body, any option that we've had, or any of your own. If you want to recline in traditional Shavasana, you can just pull your bolster out from underneath you and then come to roll on your back. But feel free to choose a resting posture that feels right for you. Sometimes I like the soles of my feet together, knees out wide, and I like my arms up and above my head. Maybe for you, it's hands on the body, legs extended, maybe even feet together, knees together. Side laying, child's pose, anything at all. And just allow yourself to come into a space of rest, softening from the top of the head through the soles of your feet, one muscle at a time. Breath can settle, body can settle. Finding movement or stillness. And take whatever time you need, however little or long, in your final resting to just consolidate your practice. And when you decide it's time to exit, see if you can move as slowly as possible out of your resting pose. So you can have an intention, body and mind, to take the sense of peace that you created with you throughout your day, throughout your week. As always, thank you for joining me in practice and for trusting me to share space with you. Until next time, I bow to you.